Berserk got so much dating shit in it. I've decided to go through and read all of Berserk because Berserk was a major inspiration for me writing my own manga. Hell, Berserk is a major reason why I go for high detail backgrounds. Not to mention, Murai is one of the most renowned mangakas out there, so there has to be something to learn. But I'm not a hypocrite. If I call Don the Don Diddy out for this sexualizing minors on multiple occasions, if I'm gonna call out my hero for the gross outfit and shots that they put bop step in as a middle/high schooler, I don't need to say how much I've talked about Rudius in Reborn as a PDF. I gotta call Murai out for the shit that he did. When you make manga, you always have to ask the question, what is the point of something? For example, what is the point of showing the Nimbara blowing Velona's head off? Well, the answer's simple. One is to show the power of the Nimbara. It's to showcase what one of her abilities is. 3, to show the level of regeneration that the Deep Stalker Crow, specifically Velona, is capable of. And the other question, which is the important one for Berserk, what do you need to show? And I'll show an example from my own series about how to handle minors in sensitive situations. In Night of Slaughter, these guys are on their very first tasking to be a knight apprentice, and Sentry ends up killing one of the kids, brain matter ends up going into their hairs, and they witness the death of one of their friends. After everyone has completed the tasking, we go bath where they learn that there is no male and female bathrooms. They literally share all of it. Sentry's justification, which is basically, hey, you're adults now, you're knights. Like, quit being bashful, you're literally all each other has, so quit being weird about this. We get a faraway shot of how everyone is reacting and placing themselves here. Some people are by themselves, other people are in clusters. But you don't see anything. You don't need to see anything, because they're minors. And then there's a section where the Brimborn, Dwarf, Cave Elf, and Uzrik are all talking to each other about the unique parts of their anatomy. And as you can see, it's not sexual. They're learning about each other. And then over here, you have the girl who got brain matter and the guy who got splashed in the face with their friend's blood freaking the hell out. The scene's over. But Murai in Berserk chooses to go the Stephen King route. Griffith puts the princess on the bed, who's 17. He ends up kissing as he slides his hand under her skirt. We see Griffith getting into it, and then we see this scene. I know some of you are saying, but Dark, that's not sexualized at all. It's a scene of sex, but it's not sexualizing. And for that, you are right. Remember, not all nudity justifies sexualization. That line becomes really blurry when you're dealing with minors. But you're right, that was, for the most part, really tasteful. You get the point without it being too much. I wouldn't be making this video if that's all. We get into butting a Gigo face, we get nipple sucking, we get parting the vow. It becomes a literal, full-on, like, booby slapping scene here. With the full aha moment with an exaggerated bigger version of her. And then for some reason, Murai was like, you know what, even after the scene's done, we're still gonna show this minor's boobies in many, many more shots. Murai admitted that he used essay way too much in Berserk, and he regretted doing it. But at least from a tonal and world building, I could see the point. I could see what you were attempting to do with this. Do I think you use a little bit too much? Yeah, I do. Except for Guts. I think Guts' essay was, I think that was spot on. But he went full Stephen King with this. And you have to ask the question, why? Why did he elect to make her 17? Knowing that he was going to draw a full-on sex scene. That's kind of Diddy. And I've lost a lot of respect for Murai with his choice to do this. Because there was nothing story-wise that was gained from that graphic, multi-page sex scene. It was strictly titillating in nature. And before you come and say, well, we gotta see it, because Griffith is the bad guy. We gotta see how far he's gonna go. You could have literally had this shot, this page. You could have had an insert of Griffith thinking of Guts, and then this shot. Then you pick right back up here. That's all you needed to get that exact same information across. This is one of those things that, as a fan of Berserk, because I like the series, you need to be able to call out the bad shit, the inappropriate shit. Like all Stephen King fans knows the man can write. But we know he has some pretty questionable tendencies with minors. And we need to call that out. I'm going to finish Berserk to see what else there is to learn. Overall, I love the series. But the saddest and hardest part of this is knowing that one of the mangakas that I looked up to as a creator, but have some of that PDF tendency in him. I know it's a thing in the mangaka space to, have some pretty questionable behavior, but knowing it came from Murai kinda hurts. But this is the legacy that he left behind. But if you want to read dark fantasy manga without PDF shit in it, grab a copy of The Devil's Deal and Night of Slaughter. Because unlike Murai, apparently, I don't believe in sexualizing minors. Yay.